And when I look at this Ohio State team right now, the 2025-26 Ohio State Buckeyes, I think this Ohio State team could compete with teams from other years. Like, they transcend years. So everybody knows how we start off every show. If you have been watching my show here for the past few weeks, we start off by talking about the team that never disappoints, the team that is just so clearly the best team in the country, the defending national champions, the Ohio State Buckeyes. The Ohio State Buckeyes are going to win the national championship this year. This college football season, to me, just feels like a countdown to when Ohio State hoist that trophy again, and they're back-to-back national champions. I don't see any team in the country that can beat this team. Indiana is not beating them. Texas A&M is not beating them. Alabama is not beating them. They're elite on both sides of the ball. And I don't think you can make a good case for which side of the ball is better. If you want to say the offense is better than the defense for Ohio State, I'm cool with that. If you want to say the defense is better than the offense, I'm cool with that. They are both equally elite units in college football. And the one thing that could derail this season for Ohio State would be bad coaching. But the thing is, they don't worry about that. They actually have the best coaching staff in the country. Ryan Day, to me, at the current moment, is the best coach in the country. And what I like about Ryan Day, this guy is comfortable in his own skin. He needed to see that ball go through the net. And what I mean by that is he needed to go win that national championship and get that off his chest. And ever since he's did that, he has proven why he's the best coach in the country. And I think he's very genuine. I don't think he's one of these other coaches that are just blatantly trying to be a social media star and be disingenuous to try and hype up recruits to go to their school. I don't think that's the case at all. Ryan Day is on another level right now. And this team as a whole is on another level. It's so effortless for them. They go into these games and they beat down opponents, regardless who the opponent is. And when you talk about Indiana, by the way, a team that they're better than, Indiana just struggled with Penn State. What did Ohio State do to Penn State last week? It wasn't even a game. Ohio State boat raced them. You're starting to see Ohio State really separate themselves to the point where it's them by a wide margin and the rest of the country. I don't look at any other team in the country and say, wow, that is a great football team. I look at Ohio State as I looked at the 2019 LSU team. They're just multiple steps ahead of the competition. That's just what it is. That's the reality of the situation. And I'm so impressed with this football team and this program. And when you look at some of the best players on this team, guys like Julian Sayin, Jeremiah Smith, they're two of the best players on this team. They're going to be back next year. Ohio State can go on a dynastic run and compete with Georgia with who has been the team of the decade. We're still halfway through the decade, right? If you had to give a team of the decade, you would give it to Georgia at the current moment. But Ohio State really has a case to be made that if they go back to back and they win another championship in the 2020s, this has been their decade. And when I look at this Ohio State team right now, the 2025-26 Ohio State Buckeyes, I think this Ohio State team could compete with teams from other years. Like, they transcend years. That's how good I think they are. Like, I think that they could, I don't want to waste people's time and go down a list because then there's the argument sake thing. And I'm not really trying to do that at the current moment, but I think they would beat Ohio State from last year. I think they would beat Michigan from 2023. I think they would beat Georgia from 2022. That's how good I think this team is. Like, and here's the thing, right? It's so funny to me because I remember back in 2019, Joe Burrow had Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. And I mean, they're the two best receivers in football at the current moment. Nobody was saying, oh, hey, Joe Burrow's throwing to these elite receivers. right? But like when Julian Sayin is throwing to elite receivers, people are like, oh, he's throwing to Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate. And they try and take that away from a Heisman conversation for Julian Sayin. I personally don't understand that if you ask me. Like to me, Julian Sayin is the Heisman. And the reason why I say that is because he's been playing at a very high level so far this year. Ohio State, to me, is the best offense in the country. They're the best team in the country. And they're going to go into the Big Ten championship game and beat the team who has the quarterback that's number one in Heisman odds right now in Fernando Mendoza. So, like, when I look at the Heisman race, I think Julian Sayin's going to win this thing because I think they're going to be an undefeated team with a win over the other Heisman candidate, which to me, like, I kind of hate comparing, like quarterbacks play defenses. They don't play each other. So I don't like that, but that's how Heisman voters look at it. And I think they would be right to look at it that way. Like Julian Sayin has been so impressive. It's not just because of the weapons that he has on his team. It's not because of the fact that his defense is so damn good and gets him the ball back at a very high rate. It's none of that stuff. It's because Julian Sayin is just a damn good quarterback. Like if this was like when I look at a quarterback that like they win games with the quarterback, I go to the NFL and I look at Jalen Hurts. And I look at Jalen Hurts and I see him throwing the ball behind receivers, and on deep balls, he's throwing the ball 3 yards, but 3 yards behind receivers, and they gotta like stop in their tracks and go back to go get the ball. That's not what Julian Sayin is. Julian Sayin is not what Jalen Hurts is for the Philadelphia Eagles. What he is for the Ohio State Buckeyes is a guy who gets the ball to his guys on time, in rhythm, in stride, accurately, wherever the ball needs to go. 3-level thrower. Like he throws the short, the intermediate, middle of the field, deep, all that. He throws everywhere on the field. Like, I hate saying it, but he can make every throw. The reason why I hate saying that is because, like, most of these quarterbacks can make, well, especially like when you get to the NFL, maybe it's more of an NFL thing than a college thing. But like in college, if you're a D1 quarterback, a lot of these guys should be able to make all the throws. But I mean, I see a lot of quarterbacks out there that struggle to throw the ball. So like, I'll give Julian Sayin credit for that. But like when you look at this game that they had against Purdue, I mean, they beat the living piss out of them. They beat the piss out of them. I mean, like, looking at the stats, Julian Sayin again, 27 for 33. What's that for completion percentage? 81% completion percentage. Like, he's averaging damn near 81% on completion percentage. Like, that is flat out insane. That is insane. Damn, that's so corny. I'm sorry for saying that. That's so corny. But, you look at what happened in this game as well. Bo Jackson, he has some serious potential. First-year player. I think that this guy's going to be a star for this program. Isaiah West is another guy that's been coming on here recently. Isaiah West, St. Joe's prep product, same school that Marvin Harrison and Kyle McCord went to. Rooting for him big time. And then Jeremiah Smith was he was just nasty today. 10 receptions, 137 yards, 13.7 on average. Like, they just have so many options offensively. Like, when Julian Sayin drops back, there's not a bad receiving option, right? Like, he drops back. If they're playing 11 personnel, they have Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis, Max Clare. They got running backs out of the backfield that can make plays. Peoples, Jackson. Like, there's really not a bad option to throw to if you're Jeremiah Smith or if you're Julian Sayin. But then, like, when I look at their defense, like, oh my God, their defense is freaking insane. Like, first level of the defense, outstanding. Second level, outstanding. Third level, outstanding. They have NFL players all over the field. Like, when I look at their defense, I think their defensive line is filled with. I think they have 4 players on their defensive line that are going to be playing on Sundays. I think they have Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, they're going to be playing on Sundays. Caleb Downs is going to be playing on Sundays. Igbinosa, I'm not too sure. Like, I think he's going to get drafted, but I don't like him as an NFL prospect. Devin Sanchez will get there, true freshman. Just so many guys on this team that I just look at and I'm just like, look, this team is special. Like, I just really come away so damn impressed with this football team. And we're going to see what happens here going down the stretch and who their opponents are going to be, because that's what I think you're looking at more here. Like, when I look at college football for the rest of the season, I'm just like, okay, Ohio State's running away with it. I'm more interested in the other matchups that lead to the Ohio State game, right? And that's just the way I feel about this team right now.